So, Kite Tales,
Yes.
tell me
Yes, Bond.
about Frozen.
Frozen. Well,
Because
where do I
you've
begin?
alluded to this story many times, but I've not once actually heard you talk about it. So I will.
First of all, have you seen Frozen?
Not yet.
Okay. So, are you okay with spoilers?
I do not care about spoilers.
Okay, good.
Yes.
I will spoil it for you then.
Okay.
So, here's the thing. I love the Disney princesses, and I wasn't always like this. I was kind of a tomboy growing up. I loved Batman, I loved Spider-Man, and that was much more me. But when I kind of got to college, I was like, you know what? The Disney princesses are super cute, and I love them.
Okay.
I loved them. I mean, just I got whatever DVD. I knew every lyric to the songs. I thought they were such cool women. And people that don't think the Disney princesses are good, strong women, they haven't seen the movies because they're all just really fabulous women. So, I loved them. Really excited every time a princess movie came out. I love it. I want to see it. Frozen came out, and I said, "Okay, let's go see this on opening night." And it was the biggest letdown of my movie going experience so far because I don't like campy Broadway songs. I don't like lyrical speaking like, Bond, let me open the door for you. Oh, where's your shoe? Why didn't you open the blinds so you can see? I don't like that.
Okay.
Compared to Disney songs like Be Our Guest, put our service to the test.
Okay. But is that the major reason why you don't like it? Is it because of the
Part of
songs?
it. The
Okay.
songs were terrible, absolutely terrible. It was all over the place. I mean, they had trolls, they had literal trolls in there. It it didn't seem like they knew which direction they wanted. There was no plot. There was absolutely no plot whatsoever. They were kind of making themselves thin, and I understand why it was so popular because of the singings, be the
This.
songs. Because parents, I mean, you can take your kids to that and just let them in there and they'll be fine. You know how much they made? Frozen's grossed over 1 billion in sales. It hasn't even come to DVD nor been released in Australia or somewhere else yet.
Yeah, it's still in theaters. Last time I heard.
Yeah, it is. So it's highly successful. And why is that? I think it's because it's all over the place. It's campy. It is the kind of humor that I can't appreciate. I love very kind of witty, sharp humor. I don't like slapstick. It was very slapstick.
Uh,
So there's just a lot of it was just a recipe for disaster. I mean, there was the only good thing I liked. I was very impressed with the snow.
is
But
the
other than
snow?
that, the characters even looked like they did in Tangled, and I loved Tangled. They even had it's like they didn't even try to use a different model for Anna or Elsa. They just took Rapunzel and then they took the horse and just turned him into a moose. They just reskinned him as a moose. I didn't like it. As you can tell, I have
Uh,
nothing positive to say about that movie.
well, I'm not sorry to ruffle your feathers in any way, but it sounds like a movie that I'm going to watch.
Hey, and you know what? If you like it, like more power to you, man. But seriously, the saddest thing for me is that Disney is going to take this as a green light and just go straight forward making every movie like this.
Yeah.
But that's okay because I am going to move on to let's see, more Batman movies. Yes.
I'll go back to my Batmans and my Spider-Mans. I don't need these Disney
Exactly.
princesses no more.
I'm
You
going
can
back. I'm
take
going
your
back
ri-
to my boys.
take your ridiculous slapstick hair all over the place, doofy little mascot characters, whatever.
Yes. Yes.
That's well, what I got out of it, um, that I thought was actually the most interesting. When people I know that watched it were saying that like this is the least Disney princess-ish movie
Nah,
that they've done.
it was very much just a carbon copy of Tangled.
Okay.
I mean, she even had the same montage as feeling the grass in her toes, going outside, being free, being allowed to go outside. meeting the cold, aloof guy that doesn't really seem to care about her, but really does fall in love with her at the last minute. It was just by the book, Tangled. So
Oh,
I didn't, the original story, The Ice Queen, is a Hans Christian Andersen fairy tale, and it's a brother and sister, and the little girl has to go rescue her brother. Why couldn't they have done that? That would have been a much more interesting story, in my opinion. And I mean, these girls, seriously, they were going for like a Nordic look. Okay, they definitely don't look Nordic to me. I was very disappointed all around.
they look like a bunch of white girls.
They do. They look like Rapunzel.
Oh, that's a shame. That sucks.
Yeah, and I loved Rapunzel. I mean, I absolutely loved Tangled. I thought Mandy Moore did a fabulous job. The music was amazing, but the music was written by the same guy who did The Little Mermaid, I'm pretty sure. And Tangled was or Frozen was written by a husband and wife Broadway team that I'm pretty sure they're the same ones that
They
wrote
they
Wicked.
they won an Academy Award.
Yeah. Yes, they did.
They did seem very. It was funny because I guess they were a husband and wife team.
Yeah.
But when they came out on stage, they just acted like a bunch of like theater nerds that were just friends with each other. Like they didn't strike me as a couple.
Yeah. I'm guessing it's because they are.
they're they're more. They seem like they're more married to what they do rather than themselves. But
Probably.
they won an Academy Award. So whatever, like the Academy
Like,
just gives
I
awards
know.
to anything.
Anything
What are you
except
like getting
Leonardo
mad?
DiCaprio.
Anything except Leonardo DiCaprio. You know what? When they were doing the makeup awards, I kind of wanted Bad Grandpa to get it instead of like going the safe route.
Oh, is that the Jackass film about the old people?
Yeah, because the makeup that they had on Johnny Knoxville to make him look like an old guy was pretty
Oh,
impressive
I'll have
compared
to
to
look
like
that up then.
Dallas Buyers Club,
Yeah.
which apparently was a very small budget
Hmm.
for the makeup in that movie. So I guess in that respect, it's pretty impressive,
Yeah.
and you get an award that way because you do
True.
a good job with minimal stuff. Amazing, but still, I feel like Bad Grandpa was robbed.
Oh, poor bad grandpa.
That's just me, and I haven't even
They're
seen
just
that
gonna go
movie yet.
take it out on innocent people.
They are. They always do. There was a that Academy Awards kind of got a lot of flack for.
I'm so over awards in general, though.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, they don't mean anything to me.
Uh,
They're at the Game Developer Conference Awards that I heard, and I'm just thinking, seriously?
yeah, I think in the sense that there's too much of that
Yeah.
all the time now. That's probably why people are burnt out.
Yes.
I mean, for me, ever since I was a kid and like growing up, in terms of film, Academy Awards, I actually do care about in a sense.
Hmm.
I don't need to be entertained by whatever they have on stage. I just, want to see who wins what awards and like
Yeah.
who is nominated at least for what they did. Kind of like strikes my attention. But
I don't know. I mean, it just seems like the Grammys with that whole Miley Cyrus thing that happened.
that was weird.
I just think it's like people are using it as an opportunity to do something for the sake of causing a stir or
Hmm.
furthering their name. And not that I think anything like that happened at the Academy Awards, I can't remember.
No, the Academy Awards are usually pretty boring. Just people
Yeah.
going on stage accepting. Sometimes they make statements. I mean, like Jared Leto, when he went on stage and he won his award, he had a pretty big,
Jared Leto.
yeah.
Who's that? I can't.
Uh,
Jared Leto? Is that the guy who's, for some reason, I'm thinking of a talk show host.
Jay Leno? No.
Oh,
What
that's
it?
okay.
Well, it's
Wow.
pronounced Leto, but I think a lot of people call him Leto. I don't know if
Oh,
that's
Leto sounds more familiar
okay.
now.
Jared Leto.
Yes.
Okay, I've heard it Leto, so I say Leto for some reason. Um, but yeah, that was a thing, and it happened. And
Nice.
now we moved on. Kind of like what's going to happen right now as we move on to the next video.
Very soon.
Good call.